So I filled the van up yesterday, and this morning I came back out and I could smell diesel and discovered that we've got a bit of a leak. So there's the front of the tank, and you can see there's a bunch of diesel been leaking down under there, and it's also been running along the chassis rail. Not sure how easy it's going to be to get in there to see anything. It's a bit weird. Why is it all up there? Okay, so it's clearly run along the chassis rail. Question is, which way has it been running? Is it coming from the fuel tank and going forward, or has it been coming backwards from somewhere further forward? Can't see any sign of leakage back there. It looks like it's been fuel leaking here. Very hard to see up there. Well, it's a bit frustrating. I can't see where the fuel's been leaking from, but I do know that what was yesterday a full tank is now 3/4 of a tank. It doesn't seem to be leaking anymore. Probably need to drop the fuel tank out to check and see if I can figure it out. Well, I've got ideas about what might be wrong with the fuel tank. I've got myself an endoscope so I can try and get a look in there before I drop the tank out. So let's see if we can get some more information. See if I can record some video for you. Okay, I'm not really expecting to find the problem down this side. I kind of think that the issue is going to be somewhere along here. It's kind of hard to tell what you're looking at. Alright, that's not really as helpful as I'd hoped. I think I probably need to get under the van and try and get the camera in from some different angles to get a better look. So I'm not going to climb under the van here because it's all muddy, so I have to do that in the driveway. Picking up too much crud on the end of the lens, and then I can't see. Okay, so I can't get a good enough view. I keep picking up crud on the lens when I get in further in, and then that stops me being able to see. So done nothing for it. I'm going to have to drop the tank to try and find the issue. So for those of you who are playing along at home, you'll remember that the tank is still 3/4 full of diesel. So I've got a jack, the van jack underneath it to support the weight, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to lift it back up. Been showers coming through all day. I'm just kind of hoping that I get a long enough break in the weather to be able to do this. It's a whole lot easier if I had a deep 16mm socket. Alright, you don't need to watch all of this. I'll come back to you later. And we'll just carefully let the tank down a little bit. Just gently. Just let it down a little bit further, and then I just want to check and make sure nothing's going to get damaged. There's a bit more clearance, I might be able to actually see something. Okay, well, I have figured out what the problem is. Let me see if I can show you. It's maybe a little bit hard to see, but let's see if we can get you a look in there. Okay, so I've got the tank dropped down a bit at the moment so you can see, and I was just having a look with the light up here to try and figure it out. One of the things that's been puzzling me about this problem is that I had fuel running along the chassis rail, and I couldn't work out why that was, or why would the fuel be running along the chassis rail from a leaking tank. Anyway, this explains it. You might remember that our diesel heater has not been functioning. What you can probably not really see in this image, and I don't know if I can, oh yes I can get my hand in there. So this here, sitting on top of the chassis rail, is the broken fuel line to the diesel heater. So this is the pre-pump fuel line. It's meant to go up here and over to the fuel pump for the diesel heater, and it was just sitting here on the chassis like this. And so what's that's caused is the intake, or the feed for the diesel heater has effectively siphoned the tank until the level of fuel in the tank dropped below the end of the pipe, broken pipe there. So it's siphoned 1/4 of a tank of fuel out and dropped it on the ground. So obviously I need to get some more fuel line. I already needed to get some more fuel line anyway for the other end of it. So this is a cheap Chinese heater, and it's going to be cheap Chinese fuel line. So I'm going to order replacement fuel line from Diesel Heat in Tasmania, because I believe they have quality products. In the meantime, I'm going to just tie this line back up out of the way where it's not going to siphon the tank again. All right, jack this tank back up into place. Ow. Just ran over my own arm with the creeper. Okay, I've got all the nuts started. I'm going to let the tank down onto the hangers to take the weight and get the tank to sit in its natural place, because it's hanging a little bit crooked at the moment. I'll have to say it's a bit of a relief to at least know what's wrong and how I'm going to resolve that issue. Yeah, so time to clean up and cut the grass. We've got Cyclone Narelle on the way in, but it's Saturday, and I've got the replacement fuel line for the diesel heater here, and I've got some split tubing which I'm going to put the fuel line into to try and protect it. Pull it out, get the new one in. Make it sound like a 5-minute job. I'm quite sure it won't be. The old line just broke as I pulled on it. It's clearly not in the best of ways. This is a soft fuel line, which is pushed onto the filter. And the new fuel line is hard. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it work without some couplers. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to get the new line put in today. Let me show you why. The new line is a hard line like this here, which is what the this is for the diesel water heater. So it uses a hard line, but that hard line uses these rubber couplings like this. The diesel heater had a soft line with no couplings, and you push the soft line on over the barb fitting, and then you put one of these doofers on it. So I need to get some couplings like this to use with the new hard line. I think the hard line is better. It seems less likely to degrade the way the soft line has. So I'm not going to get that done today. In fact, it means I'm not going to get it done for several months, because I'm about to have surgery on this hand, which is going to mean I won't be able to be climbing around under the van and doing any work on it for quite a while. That's fine. I've cable tied the I've looped back the line that comes off the tank, and cable tied it so that I can't have a repeat of the siphoning debacle I had a while back. And I'll get the bits that I need, and then when I've recovered sufficiently, I can do that work. It doesn't matter. We're not going to need the diesel heater anytime soon. I don't know when we'll next need it, but it won't be anytime soon. Well, if you've made it this far in the video, thanks for sticking around. Well done. A bit disappointing not to get the heater fixed in this video, but them's the breaks. I've had the surgery now and I'm recovering, so hopefully be back to working on the van again in the not too distant future. Got some other jobs that are coming up, some electrical changes and a new awning. Look out for that video. I'm going to try and make that one interesting on the process of choosing what to buy for a new awning and how to get it installed. So yeah, look out for that when we get that far. In the meantime, thanks for sticking around. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, be kind. See ya.